Hello, welcome to Tabula Rasa. This is going to be a comic book impressions, a little bit different from my comic book reviews in that I give you my impression of it, but there is no score at the end. Okay, so my impressions of Banks, which was published by TKO. Writer is Roxane Gay. Ming Doyle did the art. Jordi Belair did the colors. Ariana Marker was or Mayer, I should say. Oops, sorry. Ariana Mayer is the letterer. Sebastian Greiner is the editor. And Jared K. Fletcher did the title and cover design. And Jeff Powell did the book design. So overall, this story is a heist story mixed in with family drama and a revenge tale, and I have to say it feels like they were trying to work through too much in a short amount of time. Mind you, this book is only 155 pages, and you might think, oh, that should be plenty of time for to make a story, right? And if it was a book, I would easily see this being at least 200 some pages, right? Or 300, probably even 300 pages easy, right? And the amount of stuff that they put in here, because it starts off with, flashbacks, and it goes to the main story, flashback, main story, flashback, main story. We have to put in a lot of background information to get the character's motivation. And if you're going to do that, especially in just 6 issues, that's a lot right there. So if anything, they should have just focused it on a character and focused it on the heist, right? All the characters are interesting enough. We have a lesbian couple who's the mom of, I guess, it's kind of hard to tell who the main character is. I would say it would be the daughter of the lesbian couple, right? But then again, it may not be. If anything, this feels like if you were going to storyboard a movie, right? This feels like that, right? It's a step towards that. But it doesn't really feel like a comic book. Now, some of you may say it's like, well, it has the pictures, it has the sequential art, it has the word bubbles. That makes the comic, right? Yes. On a technical level, yes. Right? That is basically what a comic is. But they also have a certain flow within that visual medium. And in this one, it's kind of hard to do that, especially when you're jumping back in every issue, giving me a backstory or whatever. If this was just focused on the heist, right? And on the dialogue, and on just that simple 3-act structure, it might have turned out better, in my opinion. But that being said, the author themselves, Roxane Gay, wrote Hunger. So maybe because they're coming from writing a book standpoint, that's how they're going to write in a comic book. But comic books aren't novels, and especially when you're adapting a novel to a comic book thing, then you got to change the way that you write for it. And in this one, not so much. I mean, to be honest, there were some things about like some dramas that were in there, and I'm just thinking like, why isn't in here? If you're gonna make a heist comic book, make it a heist comic book. If you're gonna make it a comic book about family and just drama and stuff, right? With it doesn't really work with like that heist background. I think the nearest thing I could think of is like the Phantom Thieves kind of trope that you would see in Japanese comic books or that sort of thing. And this one, it kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like that, especially when the grandparent characters, they made their living as thieves, but they weren't like high-tech thieves, and then they're doing this high-tech job because the youngest daughter works as an investment banker or something like that. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of hard for it to be consistent. I think may have worked out better if this was 12 issues instead of 6, so they could flush everything out, give it a little bit more polish. But hey, that's what it is. If you liked my impressions, you know what to do with the YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're having a good evening or a good day. Ciao, everybody.